4:54 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. It's still the 27th of August, 2023 at Weaver, John C. Roseman, California. A continuation from the other series I've got this morning. Yeah, my head's going off this morning. I mean, I should have been going back to bed right now, but after this, I'll be doing laundry check. Religious intolerance. Jeez, that's a hard one right there. Christianity is supposed to be following Christ's example, except we're not following Christ's example. If we get looking at the damn history in the books, including in the texts that we got, we're not exactly the most tolerant species out there in the first place. We're not the most tolerant of God's faith and of God's children. Arrogant, hypocritical, sorry sons of bitches who use religion and hiding it behind it all the damn time. And this is coming from a Methodist Christian. I was raised that way. I'm 57 years old. I've been exposed to a few religions here and there. The thing is, what I can't stand is religious tolerance towards anybody else regarding how they worship God or treat God's kids. And I don't get the skull thumping concerning about this religious doctrination shit. Criminy. We put rules and restrictions on people left and right when they're following a certain religion because we want them to be obedient to God. Okay, fine, we want that one. But I think it's the damn ego that keeps driving us crazy over this damn shit, and we're not paying attention to any of it. It's governing our lives so much we're not even aware of this shit. Are you kidding me? Fuck. The language I use would probably be an obscenity or an affront to God on this one, especially if you're in a strict religion code or a strict ethos. We're supposed to be religious. We're supposed to be tolerant. We're supposed to be trying to take people as they are, but not being discriminatory left and right. And yet what I see left and right, we're uglier than shit. An organized religion at this point over here, we're uglier than shit. Christ was talking about a church of God being, the Spirit of God being in every man, woman, and child, and every being out there. He was talking about people gathering in His name and just worshiping God and trying to do good with each other. But nowhere was he talking about organizations at that point over there. Well, we got this shit going on? You kidding me? We're supposed to be tolerant with each other and helpful for each other. But yet when I keep studying about human history at this point, it just pisses me off that, the Holy Crusades, that's one example. Well, we still got the Crusades happening these days in different forms and fashion of it. Oh my God. I can't figure this shit out. I can't figure this crap out. Somebody help me with this damn shit, please. How does worshiping Christ, worshiping Jesus Christ, and worshiping God Almighty at this point over here give us the absolute frickin' right? I was going to use it in the guttural language. I just God forgive me for this one. Freaky, we stay with freaking instead of the other one because this just. I'm sorry, God, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. How do I find a justification for one particular religion that tells everybody else you follow this shit or else? If you don't, you're against God and therefore you're open season. The one particular religious group I try not to piss off. That I try not to get into their face. It's easy enough to do it for Christianity, but when it comes down for, and I would ask forgiveness for the community on this one. I really would. I hate opening up this particular can of worms at this point over here, but you guys are understanding what I'm going to be at this point. Right after 9/11, it was getting more and more ugly on this. And you guys understand. And hell, it was already ugly a long time ago when this one particular author got the fatwa. He was trying to, I don't know what the hell he's trying to write in the book in the first place. I mean, I wish I had a copy of the damn thing so I could understand what was going on through his head on this one. I'm a writer myself, but I don't go into that kind of detail when I'm going to be taking people off left and right. And you don't insult anyone else's uh, icons unless you really got a death wish or major contention at this point. In its pure form, Islam is a religion that a way of life, a culture that is unlike what the Western civilization, what we understood about Christianity, is all about. And we have a hard time understanding it, even though some of the principles may be similar to what we've encountered in the Old Testament and New Testament. And they have their personage, and they don't want anybody else touching. In any way, shape, or form, if anything was mentioned about it. Yeah. I don't want to touch it that way because I want to be respectful of it. We all have our teachers out there. We all have our mentors out there, shall I say. The ones that actually try to guide us in what human spirit is supposed to be molded into or being opened for. Certain guidelines and certain ethos and certain restrictions that we had in these beliefs and mantras and these things that we've grown up with are supposed to be structuring us in a way of behaving. I know other forms of this have mutated to the point where we use religion in every which way, shape, or form as a weapon to go against the other person because we think we're doing it in the name of God or Allah or Yahweh. I hate touching it on this particular point because it hurts like hell. I'm crossing into this barrier anyway. Because I need to also understand it myself. When certain religions get corrupted into a form of extremism at this point, we don't look at that particular religion as legitimate, functional, normal. We look at it as a closed caste society at this point over here, hell bent on doing whatever what their egotistical thing is, and therefore we have an issue with that, and that's what we're demonstrating in form and fashion and in words. For some people who kept trying to make fun of certain people's belief systems, they usually pay the price on that one. Yeah, over the past 30 years, or more than that, I've been hearing about it more and more. Places get burned down, people get killed, or people get hurt. Because certain things and certain lines you just don't deal with or cross. Dealing with God in His multiple ways and viewpoints of looking at things in life. We have this structured thing of saying that it has to be this way and it cannot be outside the box. It cannot be outside that viewpoint. Otherwise, everything else is sanctimonious and it's against things, and we go ape over it, especially when we deal with the icons that we value a great deal. The cultural leaders that have made us into one way or another. Certain aspects of it, yeah, they're very strict and very controlling and very egomaniac and ego controlling. You either follow this way or else you're dead. That's how it is. And the Western religions have a problem with that one. The ugliness in ourselves these days manifests in different ways. We don't even realize it until it's too late. Being racially motivated is one thing, but spiritually motivated is a different thing altogether, especially when you're following your religious edicts. Shit, I can't even talk right this morning. And you're following that too much. You're making things more and more difficult for people left and right. Killing in the name of a religion is that acceptable? And yet we've got it happening all the time. Hate groups that we got out there are trying to think that they're following Christ. And what happens? They're doing the opposite. We've got the politicians that claim that they're Christian. They're not. We got other people claiming that they're Christian. They're not. Do I claim I'm a Christian? No, I claim I'm a Methodist. But I'm not out there killing people, and I'm not out there. But I am condemning, and unfortunately, I am observing and I'm condemning at the same time. So I can't do both. I'm a walking, talking hypocrite. I have to say that for the record. But I'm judging them on my own viewpoints, on my own interpretations. And I'm not as moral as these guys. I'm not on a higher level of existence. I'm not any of that. But I'm seeing what's happening to Christianity. I've seen what's happening to Islam, to Judaism, and to other varied religions that we have out there in the first place, and also modes of thinking, because they are being affected left and right. I got bug war left and right again here. Well, there goes that one. Nah, give me a second. I just busted something real fast. I gotta clean it up. Dropped a mouse when I dropped a... I gotta give me another one of these things. What was I saying? Concerned about religion? Oh, yeah. Me being in a high moral ground, I'm gonna talk about this kind of stuff, aren't I? So what makes me put on a moral high ground and me telling people what the hell they should do or not? No, I'm not. I'm just saying what other people have done these days. What I've been experiencing all my life and what I've seen and also seen other people go through, I mean, I don't get it. What is it about in the name of God or in the name of Allah that makes us that much of hypocrites and that much of assholes these days that we're going to be using religion as a basis to maim, pillage, plunder, kill everybody else at the same damn time? What is it about us that gives us that kind of permission? What holy right do we got? Our own damn egos, our own damn megalomanias at this point over here, our own damn mental illness. If we're supposed to be following these teachings that we've actually had for a long time and they're supposed to be meaningful to us, we're not demonstrating it. We sure as hell ain't demonstrating it. We're demonstrating to us how screwed up we really are as human beings. I mean, besides seeing the shootings and stabbings and muggings and God knows what else going on. And all these taggings and burning places and death and destruction. Our own human history shows it. We use religion as an excuse. So I'm not quite sure what our purpose in life is about. What it should have been. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and we still have to get through this damn shit, don't we? It makes me sick and tired of the human race half the time in the first place. I keep looking for little miracles because sometimes the bigger miracles are not there. It just has to... We have to have the smaller miracles just to make some kind of justification for our own existence, for our own way of treating each other, and everybody else for that matter. We're screwing ourselves. I don't have the answers. Our holy texts are supposed to be giving us the answers, but we're not following them. But we also know some of the information there is kind of outdated. So we have to make adjustments. But does that mean we have to go insane on people left and right? We have to do these Karen things on people left and right? Do we have to keep targeting people? Gather our armed vests, gather the weaponry, and then decide that we're going to be doing some kick ass on people? Just because of something, of whatever they are or what they represent, we don't like? We got to wipe them out of existence? Is that going to help us out? Seriously, is that going to be helping us out a great deal? Fuck. I wish I had all the answers. I don't. My God. Nowhere that I wanted to be on that level. From what we learned about in our text concerning about the Father, we're supposed to have an idea, a little simple grasp of it. But we can't even follow through that grasp now, can we? We don't. Nor are we grateful for it. It's no wonder we're all going to hell. But we're not going to the spiritual hell just yet. We're just putting the spiritual hell and putting it in physical format. We're putting it on the plane of Earth here, and we're stuck with it now. Makes me sound pessimistic? No, I'm just saying realistic. I'm seeing the reality of what's happening these days. I'm seeing how the ugliness of human beings is coming out more and more. Somebody out there is laughing their asses off because they're having the fun out of the chaos and confusion we got here. We're not going to wake up to it. We're still going to be stuck in and drowning in a damn nightmare. You want to better yourselves. You want to better humanity? You got to work on your own individual. You got to work on your own damn fucking ego and your own megalomania. You also got to be understanding what humanity and compassion and empathy is all about. God forbid you understand about what love is all about. Try to be a neighbor to each other. Try to be neighborly. Try to treat them as an individual that probably doesn't mean you any harm. But if they are going to be meaning you any harm, it's a different story altogether. But for right now, if we could just treat each other as decent human beings, maybe, just maybe we'll get through a day. Let alone an hour or a minute. Because if not, I don't have a proper response on that one.